Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday if you're watching this live. If you're not watching this live, happy whatever day it is in your world. So excuse the tired face again today. I was up at 3:55 this morning making reservations for my children to build droids at Hollywood Studios for our November vacation. But that's what you do because those things book up really easy. So let's get on with it. I have been asked by quite a few people during the last couple of months since I started blogging about Disney if I had any resources or blogs or advice about planning Disney on a budget. Disney World vacation can be very expensive. Or it can be not so expensive. You can definitely tailor it to suit your budget and your needs of you and your family. But I do have some tips and tricks. So this week, my blog post is going to be a 3-part series about Disney for any budget. So let's get into today. I'm going to talk about accommodations and transportation. You basically have 2 different groups of accommodations in Disney. You have your on-site stays at the Disney World hotels and you have your off-site stays. So your on-site stays are going to consist of staying at one of Disney's 3 tiers of resorts: value resorts, moderate resorts, and deluxe resorts. I won't get into all those different resorts. Of course, the amenities and things like that are reflected in their pricing. However, you can check those all out online, but those are the 3 main ones that you're going to look at. So the time of year that you're staying at a Disney resort is going to be hugely reflected in the pricing that you get. School holidays or school breaks and major holidays are going to cost you more than going during slow times. Although I am of the belief that there are not any slow times at Disney anymore due to the increased demand and more international travelers since travel restrictions have been lifted. So my strongest recommendation is that if you are planning, I'm just going to switch this light there. If you are planning on going on a Disney vacation, you need to book those hotel reservations as early as possible. You will likely be booking them at full price, at full rack rate. However, you are able to apply promotions and deals as they become available, but booking them as early as possible is going to ensure that you at least have a reservation. If you're looking to stay offsite at Disney, there are no shortage of options. There are thousands upon thousands of hotels, timeshare rentals, private vacation villa rentals in the Orlando area. You just need to sit down and take an inventory of the things that are most important for you and your family. Do you need extra space? Do you want to have a full kitchen so you can prepare meals, or at least have a full fridge for all of your drinks and snacks and things like that? Do you want to stay in an off-site private vacation villa that has a private pool so you don't have to go down to the communal pool with everybody? There's a lot of different options. I recommend, if you are going to stay in an off-site community, stay in one that's fairly close to Disney if you're going to be going to the parks, because getting out of the parks in the evening can take you quite some time to get back to wherever you're staying. My family really likes to stay in the Windsor Palms Resort. Windsor Hills Resort. I said the wrong one. Windsor Palms is really nice too, but Windsor Hills is where we prefer to stay. It's incredibly close to Disney and they have a lot of amenities. It's private condos, townhomes, and vacation villa rentals. And the townhomes and the vacation villas actually have their own private pool. It's a gated community, so you do need to get a security pass to get in. And the community pool also has a water park, so it's really nice and it's really convenient to Disney. Our second favorite is Emerald Island. It's just a little bit further down the road. And again, it is townhomes and private vacation villa homes with their own private pools. So if you're looking to do that, I would again suggest sitting down with your family, making a list of the things that are important to you, and that will give you a starting point of where you need to start looking. In my blog, I've linked where we like to schedule through and where we like to start looking, so you can head on over there and take a look at that. Transportation options. Something that you need to factor in is if you are going to want a rental car or not. If you're staying on site at Disney, a rental car may not be something that you need because you will likely be using Disney's transportation options. So if you're staying at Disney as a resort guest, you can take buses from your hotel to the theme parks, buses to Disney Springs. If you're staying on a monorail resort, you can take the monorail and the Skyliner gondola if you're staying on one of those. Now, Disney internal transportation is also free to offsite guests, but that's after you are at the Disney World Resort. So if you are staying on site and decide not to get a rental car, you will be required you're responsible for your airport transfer from the hotel to your resort. Disney used to have something called the Magical Express that ended in January of 2022, and that was a free service when you were staying at a Disney hotel. That is no longer, so you are required to get that airport transfer. There are a few different options for you. There's motor coach transfer that you can schedule and pay for. You can get an Uber or Lyft or any type of ride sharing service. Of course, you can rent your own car. Some people do that and just return it to one of the car rental agencies on property, or you can do like a private car service as well. Again, something for you to consider. In my blog, I have the names of the companies that do most of those as well. If you prefer to have your own transportation while you're at Disney, if you're staying on site or if you're staying off site, and don't want to rely on ride sharing services all the time to get around, I would book a rental car as far in advance as possible. Car rental prices have skyrocketed since 2020 as inventories were sold off and depleted, and demand is super high right now. So you're going to want to book a car rental reservation as early as possible. Even if your dates aren't completely firmed up, get those car rental reservations booked, and you can always modify them once you have your flights and your accommodations and all of your dates settled. I find the best car rental reservation rates are through Costco typically, or through a company called Undercover Tourist. I am going to talk about Undercover Tourist a little bit later this week when we discuss theme park ticket options. But if you've never used them, I highly recommend you check them out. They offer some discounted park tickets, and they offer discounted hotel and car rental rates as well. So as you can see, choosing your accommodations and your mode of transportation are huge steps in planning your Disney vacation. And I suggest sitting down with your family as early as possible and determine what is important for you and getting those things booked. So part 2 later this week, we are going to talk about park tickets, in-park savings, and a few other things. And that's it. So have a great day.